Station, this is Houston. Are you ready for the event?
I'm ready for the event.
European Space Agency, this is Mission Control, Houston. Please call station for a voice check.
Station, this is ESA Jules Grandcien. How do you hear me?
Bonjour, Jules. I hear you very well. Thank you.
Thank you. I introduce you now to NOS Rick van de Westerlaken.
En het is nu tijd om contact te zoeken met het ruimtestation ISS. Waar astronaut
It's now the time to seek contact with the space station. And we're interviewing Andre Kuipers. Here's the NOS, Andre, with your brother is also in the studio. How are you? Are you feeling at home out there?
Ja, uitstekend. Ik zou hier best lang kunnen wonen. En dat ga ik ook doen.
I could live here forever. And I think it's going to happen too. I feel excellent.
Waar zit je precies in het ruimtestation?
And where are you in the space station exactly?
We zitten nu aan de nachtkant van de aarde.
We are at the low area of the
Ik ga nog
Earth.
even een mooie foto nemen van Nederland.
And I will take a nice picture of the Netherlands, but there was clouds over the country.
Ja, het is hier nogal stormachtig zelfs. Dus,
Yeah, that's correct. We have a storm happening, and you probably won't see too much. And where in the space station are you at this moment exactly?
Ja, we zitten hier in de Columbus
Yes, we are here in the Columbus module.
Een van de Europese
the
bijdragen.
European, one of the European add-ons from the ISS.
Prachtig laboratorium met een
And it's a beautiful laboratorium with many different storage units for the experiments. And here is it where we do all the experiments
voor de Europese
ESA, the European Space Station, and also for our colleagues. So American experiments, and we exchange the equipment, so equipment from other partners and vice versa.
Heb jij nou door dat je af en toe op je kop hangt? Of voelt dat voor jou heel normaal?
Is it since you're sometimes upside down? How do you feel when it happens? Or is it normal out there?
In het begin is het wat
now, in the beginning,
desoriënterend. Want
it's what difficult to adjust because we are using everything, the ceilings, the walls.
In het begin kan je dus dingen kwijtraken
in the beginning,
op de verkeerde plekken kijkt.
You look at the different parts, areas sometimes, but after a while, when you're upside down, the ceiling becomes the floor, and the floor is ceiling, and so the space station is then 4 times as big.
Andre, we hebben hier ook je broer Peter.
Andre, we also have your brother Peter here. Peter, here in the studio. It's a good question. Hi, Andre. Hey, it's so nice to hear you and see you. We have a lot of pictures from you and a heleboel excellent explanation. And what I'm interested in is, to make it complete, how is the smell out there in the ISS?
Nou, dat is een interessante vraag.
That is a very interesting question.
Rook het
when I came in, when I started here, it smelled a bit like chemicals. We are cleaning here always, and we're in a closed environment here. And that means that, that we have to have a clean environment with always cleaning items. So we have very cleaning tasks. And you smell that as well.
Ja, het is een beetje chemisch in het begin.
Yeah, it's probably in the beginning a little chemical smell. And I remember from my first flight, it smelled a bit like an oil residue.
Dat heel snel niet meer ruikt. Dus
but after a short time you don't smell it anymore. Because you cannot really just open the window and get some fresh air from the outside. So you get used to it. In that case, it's very clean out here.
André, hoe ziet jouw dag er daar gewoon uit?
André, what is your daily task? How does it look like?
Nou, verschillende dingen die...
yes, many different items that we have to do.
Het onderhoud.
We hebben de maintenance.
Af en toe moet iets vervangen worden.
Repairs, sometimes we have to exchange items.
En natuurlijk
experiments.
Onze vrije tijd.
Of course, our
vrije
free
tijd.
time.
We moeten elke dag sporten.
Free time, every day we must do sports to stay in condition.
En natuurlijk hebben we onze maaltijden en dat soort zaken.
And of course we have our meal times.
Ja, het is redelijk veelzijdig. Ik werk in alle verschillende modules.
It's exciting. I work here with different modules.
In het Russische
I need to measure sometimes the oxygen in the Russian station, and then I have to
opgaan naar bergen in een vrieskast in het Japanse.
Then I have to store something in the refrigerator in the Japanese area. And so you're using the entire station.
We zien op Twitter heel veel foto's van je voorbij.
We zien op Twitter een heleboel, many pictures from the space area.
Tot nu toe hebt gezien?
What is until so far the nicest thing you have seen out there?
Het mooiste.
The nicest.
is mooi.
Yeah, the whole world is beautiful.
Gaan we even weghalen.
And there's somebody in the picture here.
Ik ga de beeld even weghalen. En
Kom weer terug.
hij wil niet even.
Oh, I'm back now.
Nou, wat heel mooi is, ja, de hele
Now,
aarde
what
is
is
mooi.
beautiful, the whole Earth is beautiful, but one of the most beautiful things are the sunsets. It goes fairly quick. We have said about 16 times sunrise and sunset. Because we're flying an hour and a half around the Earth. And you have beautiful colors when it happens. And also it's very beautiful are the deserts, the islands in the South Pacific, and beautiful different places. And of course it's beautiful to see places where you have been on Earth. And of course if there's no clouds then we can see the Netherlands as well.
De vorige keer was je nogal gesproken over de slechte...
The last time you were you look at the bad situation of what the Earth looked like. Do you see a difference right now?
Nou, dat is natuurlijk heel moeilijk om te zeggen.
Well, that's very difficult to say. There's, these are temporary moment pictures. And when you take pictures by satellite with a large time difference, then you see, or you might see difference. And what you see forest fires, you see devastated areas. And you see sometimes a fog about the big cities, smog pollution. And so sometimes it's really to say, hey, that's different than another time. And that's why we have the satellites for, ESA. They have excellent equipment, and they could take a beautiful overview picture. And so what the astronauts see very specific items and things. And for example, I was flying above the Amazon, and then you see the forest and the jungle and the barren areas in the Amazon, and then you see, hey, I really look at the problem right now.
Andre, toen jij vanuit de raket zo...
Andre, when you went from the rocket into the space station, can you tell us how that was?
Ja, dat was natuurlijk een bijzonder moment.
Yeah, it was a very special moment. Because we were 2 days in a very small capsule, not enough sleep.
De camera die wordt weer teruggezet.
And the cameras put back now. So lack of sleep, we were very tired. But at the end, it went back to normal. And so after 2 days, when we floated inside, and it was great to get into the big station. And it's very nice to see other people as well, which we knew from previous flights.
Astronaut Andre Kuipers, veel succes daar en dankjewel.
Andre Kuipers, big success out there, and thank you.
I now introduce you to RTL Rick Neiman and
ook verstaan?
Ja, nu versta ik jullie.
Now I can hear you.
Oké, hartstikke fijn. André, je ziet er...
No, that's fine. Hey, Andre, you look wonderful. Do you feel all right as well?
Ja, ik voel me nu prima.
Yes, I feel great.
De eerste dagen ben je
The
toch
first
een beetje aan het wennen.
couple of days, you have to get used to the environment,
Er is wat ruimteziekte.
to floating. Sometimes there's like a space illness, and the first couple of days you don't feel completely normal.
Ja, maar je hebt nu ook meer tijd.
But you have more time now to get used to there, and compared with the last flight, and probably headaches and your intestines, everything is fine right now.
Ja hoor, dat is alweer prima, alles werkt.
Yes, that's no problem. Everything is working as it should be. And floating is very nice. I know that when I come back to Earth, that will be very nice. And then I can go back to my family and the Earth and all the nice things out there. But the floating out here is such a nice feeling. I will definitely miss that.
André, neem ons alsjeblieft nog even
André, kun je ons even mee terug naar de to the lounge? We all looked in anticipation. And what was it? What was your experience when you were shot into the space? Yes, that was for the people that see it. It's more interesting than for the astronauts. We know exactly what's going to happen. We have so much training done on that lounge. We know all the aspects of the lounge, and sometimes actually it's very quiet, normal. During the training things can go wrong, but in reality everything is running smooth, and we have plenty of time to check the controls and wait for the green light. And we cannot really see outside. We only can do that at 80 kilometers at the height when the capsule is out of there. And you're really concentrated on about 3 tasks that you need to do, and otherwise you just have to wait. And for the audience that don't have the information, it's probably far more interesting to look at than for us.
Via EDCNL, een van onze programma's.
Through EDCNL, our viewers could ask some questions to you. And Andre, what a lot of people would like to know is did you experience a bit of New Year's Eve? Were you able to see some of the fireworks on Earth in space? Yeah, I've seen that question also through Twitter. Now, fireworks looks big if you're underneath it, but they are really tiny particles from space, and maybe from 12 a.m. right around midnight, you have to be right above a big city where a lot of people are using fireworks. And then it's maybe possible that you could see something, and there's probably pictures taken from space, but you see just very small, tiny particles. So the chance that we really see something is minimal.
Ja, zo bijzonder zijn wij hier dus eigenlijk helemaal.
Now,
voor jou, hebben jullie zelf eigenlijk oud en nieuw gevierd?
Have you guys celebrated New Year's Eve?
Ja, wij kwamen natuurlijk over de hele wereld.
Yes, we flew around the Earth, and every hour somewhere is New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. And that means that every time we can celebrate New Year's Eve. The first time we celebrated it when we were at New Zealand on the height. Then they really celebrated when it was New Year's Eve and 12 o'clock in Moscow. And then we went through Europe. And after that, Houston. And after that, it was already 6 a.m. in the morning. But we have celebrated many times.
André, ook heel veel vragen van de kijkers.
André, also many questions from the viewers about your personal hygiene. And you took a piece of cheese with you up there, but does it taste differently? Do you have an aftertaste in the space?
Nou, dat is een goede vraag.
Well, that's a really good question. According to hygiene, we don't have shower, we don't have running water. Everything that we do is with wet towels, and you get used to it. It looks like a bit you're on a camping trip. And regarding the taste, it's very interesting because there's a lot of blood on the lower part of our bodies in the earth, and so that spreads out. You have a bit of a bloated face sometimes. That also means that your taste is diminished. The taste is indeed slightly different, but I must say that the old Dutch cheese, it still tastes wonderful.
En dus dat betekent dat.
And that means that.
Bij mijn collega's in de smaak viel.
That everybody of my colleagues really like it as well.
Nou, doe jij heel veel experimenten daar.
Now, you're doing a lot of experience. Can you explain to us, Andre, what kind of experiments are you doing? And what will it mean for us down the road?
Ja, we hebben diverse experimenten.
Yes, we have many experiments. I have started different experiments, as well European as American experiments. And one of the first one was an experiment that is a rollout, an experiment where you check the immune system of a person. So, for example, right before the launch, they take some blood from volunteers, and we can test the blood here. We look at with the centrifuge to see what the weightless effect on the blood is. And after a while, we froze some blood samples. We froze some blood samples to take a look how certain fats and carbohydrates, we can check that, and what the immune is in the human body. And we hope to understand why certain things change in our systems in space, but it gives also space for information for people about space. Other instruments are looking at the heart. The heart muscle is slightly less due to our weightlessness in space. And that's also what we do experiments with. And an experiment where I look at orientation tasks while they look at my brain function. So at different areas we've done medical research.
André, nou zweef jij daarboven. Nou zweven, je gaat met een razende snelheid. Je ziet
André, you're up there, you go very fast. You see, of course, Earth very small. And sometimes you say, people saying that it must be a very strange experience that you start to think different and have different ideas what happens on Earth. Does it happen to you as well?
Nou, we hebben natuurlijk allerlei verbindingen hier op aarde.
Well, of course we've got all the connections with the Earth and in the space station with Earth. And I can really follow what goes on Earth. But it's very interesting to see that there's a lot of problems sometimes in a specific space. But in space, in a couple of seconds, you are in a different place. But you understand that, for example, you look at Africa, the Middle East, beautiful to look at it in colors, but you realize that on the ground there's a lot of issues happening with a lot of poverty and sorrow. And that is the contrast. And still it's a beautiful picture, but you know that down there many things happen that could have been improved.
Denk je ook, als je de aarde zo ziet, denk je dan ook van...
Do you think that when you look at the Earth,
dat kleine planeetje...
how cherishable the Earth is? It's a little planet. We have to all work together. Is it something that happens that you think about too?
Ik denk dat jullie de vraag even moeten herhalen, want ik hoor...
You have to repeat the question. I'm not hearing it.
Nou, je hoort ook van mensen die in de ruimte zijn geweest die zeggen van als je zo naar de aarde kijkt dan is het wel...
Sometimes you hear from people that when you look at our planet, which is very vulnerable.
Voorbij ziet komen.
So when you fly above space and you see the Earth, and what do you think about that?
Ja, absoluut.
Yes, absolutely.
Als je uit het raam kijkt, even een vele...
If you look out the window from space, then you see also the atmosphere, and that is really interesting to see. You have the feeling that you have a very fragile Earth with a little skin around it, that every moment can break. That like if you can blow it. If you blow hard enough that you can peel the skin off. And that feels very vulnerable. And you also see how restricted it is. There's a lot of desert, a lot of salt water in the oceans. And the spaces for people to live are actually limited. And we are growing as a population. And I think we got a beautiful planet, but we have to be very careful. It's not unlimited. The jungles are not unlimited. The fish in the ocean is not unlimited. And in an hour and a half we fly around the Earth, and within a few minutes you fly over a big jungle.
André, heel hartelijk bedankt voor je,
André,
en je blik op
thank you for your insights and your view from space. We of course will follow you through Twitter and other means. Very thankful and thank you to talk. Tot ziens. Bye bye.
Graag gedaan, tot ziens.
It was a pleasure. Bye-bye.
Station, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the event. Thank you.
Houston ACR. That concludes the event. Thank you.